My lesson presentation is second grade math. It's working with time to the nearest 5 minutes. Okay, so first of all, we would have a little review. So I'd ask the boys and girls, how many hours are there in a day? Very good. They would tell me 24 hours in a day. Those 24 hours are broken up into two 12-hour segments. You have your AM, which is the morning. You have your PM, which is your afternoon and evening. Boys and girls, a way to remember, A comes before P, so think about A is the morning. It's before the afternoon. So boys and girls will have their own popsicle sticks with AM and PM on them. And I would ask them, for example, you get out of bed in the morning, come running down for breakfast and eat your cereal. Boys and girls, show me with your popsicle sticks. Is that an AM time or PM? Very good. They all showed me AM. How about Mom says, put on your favorite bedroom slippers and I'm going to read you a bedtime story. Would that be PM or AM? Show me with your popsicle sticks. Very good, boys and girls. They all showed me PM. Okay, after we went over that, I would then show a YouTube video about a kid's song about telling time. It's a very catchy song. All right, they would watch that. Then we would come together again on the carpet, and we would start reviewing. Now, boys and girls, you're in second grade now. In first grade, you learned about the analog clock. The analog clock, you learned about the hour, right? If I have my hour hand, it's a small hand. My minute hand is the larger hand. If the hour hand is pointing at 2, the larger hand is pointing at 12. What time is it, Susie? Very good. She said 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. How about if I move my minute hand down to the 6? Sam, what time do we have now? Very good, 2:30. You learned this in first grade, but guess what, boys and girls? We are now going to learn how to read more of the analog clock, okay? So, I need you to look at our classroom clock here, all right, boys and girls? And we are going to count by 5s, okay? If you notice on the analog clock first, there are little tick marks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In between each number is 5, okay? So when we go from 1 to 2, it's 5 minutes. We are going to count off together with me. You ready? Let's start here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then it would be 60. Boys and girls, though, we do not say 60 though, okay? That would be the hour time again. So for example, when you have 2:55, 56, 57, 58, 59, we don't say 2:60, we would just then say 3 o'clock. It would be our next hour, okay? All right, so let's do some practicing with this. I'm going to move my hour hand to the 4, okay? I'm going to move my minute hand to, let's move it to the 3, okay? My time is 4:15. I look at my hour hand. 4, I look at my minutes. 5, 10, 15. 4:15. Let's try another one. If I move my hour hand to the 7, let's move our minute hand to the 5. Okay, boys and girls, count with me by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Say our hour first. 7:25. This is your analog clock, remember? Your digital clock, you would write that time as, you do your hour first, 7, you put 2 dots that separate the hours from the minutes, and we said it was 25. Boys and girls, where would you see a digital clock in your house? Patrick, where would you see one? Very good. You might see one in your mom and dad's bedroom in their alarm clock, right? Where else might you see a digital clock? Stacy? Good. In the kitchen. Maybe like microwave. Your microwave oven might have that. Some in schools might have it. Instead of the analog clock what we have, they might have a digital clock. All right, let's do some more practicing. If I'm going to move my hour first. Let's start here at 8 o'clock, okay? Now, boys and girls, watch your minute hand. Watch. when I move that minute hand, watch what happens to the hour hand. I'm going to move it, move it, move it. See, the hour hand slightly moves. And I'm going to stop it right there. All right, Lynn, what time do you think my analog clock says? Oh, Lynn said 9:40. Did the hour hand get to the 9? Not quite. You have to be very careful, okay? The hour hand is in between the 8 and 9. So it's not quite 9 o'clock yet. We have to look behind it. It's 8, okay? It's 8:40. That's okay though. This is what we're learning, okay? So you have to be careful. Watch between, watch where your hour hand is, okay? Let's try another one. How about if I'm starting at 9, and I'm gonna move to the other 9. Ben, what do you think? What time do you think my analog clock says? Now, Ben, here, I'm going to give you a little hint. Do you have to start here and go 5, 10, 15? You learned last year that when my minute hand was down to 6, it was what, 30, right? Good. So I can start at 30 and then count 5 from there. 30, 35, 40, 45. So Ben, what time is it? 9:45, very good. Show me how we write this on our digital clock. We're going to write 9, our hour, 2 dots, okay, separate the hour minute, 45. Okay, so then what I would do, I would pull up popsicle sticks and I would have the students come up to the class and I would give them a time. They would show me on the analog clock, or I would show them on the analog clock and they would do the digital clock. So we would do that practicing like that. Next then, Johnny is my helper today. He's going to pass out to boys and girls telling time recording sheet. And from A to L, we're going to work on this together, and then the rest will be for homework. What it is he also will pass out this sheet, which shows you an analog clock. So what I'm having the students do here then is reading the analog clock and writing the digital time in here. Okay, for example, A, we would together say 1:40. So on their recording sheet, oops, they would just write the digital time, 1:40. Okay? And we would do that together, A through L. Okay. Once we went over that together, I would ask the children and the students, give me a thumbs up if you understand telling time to the nearest 5 minutes. Give me a thumbs in the middle if you're not quite sure. Thumbs down if you're totally not understanding this, okay? Any students that give me a thumbs down, I will work one-on-one with them. Okay, the other students will be going off onto math centers, and there will be 10 minutes at each math center. Okay, what I would do then, I would explain the math center to the students. Math center 1 will be what time is it quack, and that will be, there will be a analog clock and a digital time. They'll be all mixed up, and they have to find the two that go together. Okay, that's math center 1. Math center 2 is penguin time. Okay, boys and girls, penguin time, you're going to roll a dice, and you find the clock with that number. If you read the clock correctly, and the other students will check you, then you get to put your counter on. Okay, and you take turns. Math center 3 is also an analog clock and a digital clock. These will be face down. It's a matching game, okay? You have to find a pair that belong together. If you find a matching pair, you get to go again. And Math Center 4, boys and girls, will be, what does the fox say? You get to make your own clock, okay? All the supplies are there. Do not, though, I'll repeat, do not glue the hour and the minute hand down, okay? We want them to be able to move around. All right, so after students go through their math centers, that will take about 40 minutes. And again, I will work with any students that are having trouble with this concept. Okay, then I'm going to get them back together, and we're going to do a quiz assessment. This is my way to tell if they understood today's lesson. Okay, numbers 1 through 4 will be write in the digital time. Numbers 5 through 7, I give them the digital time. They have to show me how to write the analog clock. And then 8 through 10, I will give them a time, and I need them to show me the digital and the analog clock. Okay? If we have time remaining in the class, I'll bring all the students back up, and we'll have a fun way to end this whole lesson by playing I Have Who Has Time to 5 minutes. And that would be the end of our lesson about telling time to the nearest 5 minutes.